All right, good afternoon. Please introduce yourself and the neighborhood you live in.
My name is Christina Brown, and I am in the Woodside Homes, known as Park Place.
Great, and so tell me, what is your vision, both short-term and long-term, for the Cadence Community Association?
Short-term vision is continuing with the constant communication that we are currently doing. CCMC does a fantastic job with sending weekly emails, community newsletters, and getting the information out. I like to see that we continue with that and maybe even elaborate with additional needs or concerns that are raised by the homeowners at our board meetings. Long-term goals will be continuing the communication, of course, but also educating the homeowners, maybe offering options that they can come in to learn more as far as what the association might be dealing with respect to legal or financials, how to read the financials that are sent out, and getting them to completely understand what it takes to be part of a community with the size that we're going to become.
Perfect. And can you describe to everyone why you would like to be on the board of directors?
So I work within the industry, and as I work within the industry, I love to see something grow. I love to take something that can always be adapted to something larger and better, and so I like to be part of that growth. When I move into a community, my thought is, I am part of this community. How can I invest in it? How can I be part of it to make it better? I moved in here for reasons that I'm sure many homeowners did: the amenities, the opportunities, the long-term growth of the community. Those inspired me to be here, and so when I moved in here, my thought was, what can I do to participate and add to it?
Awesome. So describe to everyone your skills and or experiences that would be of benefit to the overall success of the Cadence Community Association.
I'm going on 14 years working within the HOA industry. So I work with multiple associations, both small and large. I help communities develop rules and regulations, create budgets, community events. So I'm very familiar as to what is required of a board member and understanding the processes both with the governing documents and the NRS in which we are regulated by.
Perfect. And please share your particular strengths, starting off with leadership.
So in my leadership role, I oversee on average 50 communities. So I work with, if you imagine 50 communities, 3 to 5 board members each, and working with them as far as guiding them, providing them guidance and educating them and helping them make decisions that will effectively help their associations run better. I oversee 10 managers and 4 direct reports. So I'm constantly the leader. I am a very firm believer that if they fail, I fail. They succeed, I succeed. And as part of a leader, I think, I'm that first course, so if I'm not handling myself in that manner, neither will they.
Okay, can you now share your particular strength in financial understanding? For example, budgeting, expenditures, balance sheets, reserves, etc.
So I do work with financials on a daily basis. I will review financials with both my boards and with my managers to better understand what their liabilities are, what their expenses are, and coming up with, are they on track with their budget? If they have a project that they want to do, how is that going to impact their community? Is it going to be something that they don't have the funds for? And if it is a goal that they want, how can I get them there? Whether it be a budget that we plan for the next 3 years, or is it a reserve item?
Perfect. And can you now share your particular strength in the social aspects of building and strengthening a sense of community?
Yes, I work with multiple associations that will put on community events. So I will work with the managers and with the vendors to put on community events very similar to the ones that we currently have. Movies in the park, we have the trunk or treat coming up. So I'm very knowledgeable and experienced in that. But it also comes down to, I think, the communication, the topic matters that we have within the newsletters, the items that we send out with the Cadence on the Go. Those are important.
Awesome. And what are your strengths in regards to the architectural, such as understanding established guidelines and their application?
So recently I did join the DRC with the Cadence community, And so I take that very seriously. So when I look at the architecturals, I take a look at what the request is and then what it says within our guidelines and our CCNRs to make sure that they're in line. I also take a consideration of what's the long-term appeal of this. Is it something that's going to benefit the community or not? And it's just understanding what the ultimate goal is.
Great. And briefly describe one aspect of the Cadence Community Association that you would do differently and why.
So I've given that a lot of thought. I think one of the aspects I would change is as we continue to grow, potentially have meetings besides just quarterly meetings. I think once we hit the larger size, bi-monthly meetings or possibly even monthly meetings might be required just because of the amount of work with a 13,000 community.
Perfect. And is there anything else that you would like to share that you feel would have an impact on your candidacy?
Just I'm willing to do the hard work. I take this very seriously. I'm here to represent the association and the homeowners, and I want to do right by them. So I'm not entering into this lightly, and I would be honored if they considered voting for me in the upcoming election.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.